Yeah, so we managed our setup again and we're back for the grand finals. Marinelord against Beastyqt. And the first match of this best of 9 it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be best of 9, best of 7. Oh, I have to check my facts. Golden League Grand Finals. You know, I'm a little bit confused because of the different best ofs and different grand finals best of 9. The semi-finals were best of 7 and the grand finals best of 9. And the third and the first place was a best of 5. Okay, so we got our facts straight again and jump into that game. Beastyqt chose for the Mongols and Marinelord chose for the Beastyqt. So it's not a matchup I've seen that much yet. So I wonder what's the game plan for both gonna be. So the Beastyqt typically opens with the economic wing or the military wing. Economic wing if they want to boom into multiple TCs because of their fresh foodstuff, gives 50% discount on the villagers. And the military wing for camel archers, but they're not as good against Mongols because camel archers are counted to cavalry. So probably gonna see the economic wing. And basically playing the Mongols. So just seen some Silver 3 play from the Viper in the last game, and let's see what kind of strategy Beastyqt is gonna use. So opening with that speed arrow, the maneuver arrow, one villager building that Uvu, town center next to the limber mill, town center next to the Uvu, that's really nice. And the Khan is gonna go out and collect some sheep. And on the other side of the map we've got Marinelord, and Marinelord just making some villagers to put on a sheep. Has one scout collecting sheep over here, second scout collecting sheep over there, and I do love those two scouts openings. I also see some Mongols doing second scouts, and Beastyqt does as well. It's just too strong. Not only does two scouts give you the opportunity to gather more sheep, you're also denying sheep of your opponent, so we have to go out on the map faster and are more exposed, more vulnerable. The second scout also provides information with everything it sees, and those are benefits that are just better than that one extra villager. So Marinelord scattered out the base, and we see a stable incoming for Beastyqt. That's his first building of choice. On the other side of the map we've got that House of Wisdom and villagers gathering gold at the moment, gathering gold enough for that age up. Not seeing any mills yet or any gears for that wheelbarrow, so I wonder if we're gonna see some wheelbarrow early on. We would suspect some horsemen to be produced, because that's the only reason why yeah, of course we see horsemen and we have to select Beastyqt. Of course, if you want to see the production of Beastyqt, of course horsemen are coming in. Why would you build a stable and not use it? So horsemen coming out to raid the gold probably of the Marinelord. Marinelord is gathering resources for that second age. So we really have to react on what we see, comment about what we see happening in the game. We see those two horsemen coming out, no villagers behind it, so he's just gonna try to raid a little bit and put up a good economic behind it. Oh, we do see one tower going up. Did I miss the villager? Oh, there's the villager. There's still a villager coming around. I would have expected none less from Beastyqt, because Beastyqt was the one who utilized and used that tower rushing strategy a lot in a couple of first months of the game. He was really an expert in it. So Marinelord goes back from the gold. Is he gonna transition? He's gonna transition those villagers into food. He's already got the economic wing halfway going up to that second age. So he's gonna go for that fresh food stuff and probably wanna go that second TC boom. But how are you gonna get a stone if there's a tower next to it? Yeah, are you gonna go all the way to the west side of your base, which is really exposed? Or do you wanna try and take that tower down first? Scout hammering away against those Vil, saying, I want my stone, get away with this tower, leave me alone. Horsemen coming out, one horseman building down a mining camp to get that extra resources for every burning building a Mongol player gets. So we see a couple of other horsemen flooding in. Marinelord reacting with the barracks, of course, because spearmen are the best counter against any cavalry. We saw one scout engaging in those three horsemen and the Khan. It's a good thing he has a lot of health and manages to get away. And the spearmen pricking away at those horsemen, doing really good amount of damage. Like 6 with 15-21 for every step. And the horsemen having no melee armor, so with 5 steps it's a goner. And again, harassing that gold as much as possible, denying resources from Marinelord as much as he can. But now we have spearmen incoming, spearmen ready to pick a fight with those horsemen, and meanwhile Beastyqt going to the second age behind it with deer stones. So go for the traditional route, no silver tree this time. The Yam network is gonna be up and running anytime soon. So here we see some dancing around between the horseman, the spearman and the Khan. The Khan just picking a fight with the spearman, doing 2 damage every shot. The horseman trying to get some damage in on the Vils, and the spearman trying to poke those horsemen a bit. It's a dance, it's a waltz, it's a ball, it's between you and me, it's between Marinelord and Beastyqt. So Battle Ram coming out to take down that tower that's eyeing on the stone. No arrow slits, no second age yet, so no possibility for arrow slits yet. Beastyqt already towering that other stone resource, that other stone outcropping, because even Beastyqt knows with spalling the economic wing, the Beastyqt is gonna want to build multiple town centers. So slowing down that process as much as he can and trying to balance out a good economy behind that. So Beastyqt in the second age, he got 8 on food, 8 on wood, 6 on gold, and he's adding villagers on food. 6 on gold is pretty heavy if you ask me, so he's probably want to go to a fast castle. We don't see any other production buildings coming in, we don't see any gold units being made, so we see sheep coming in from the pasture. So if you ask me, the plan of Beastyqt at this exact moment is going castle behind the pressure of those towers and horseman raids. And Marinelord chasing away those same horsemen, towers and villager with his spearmen and archer combination, archer range added in. Archer's good counter against those spearmen, doing 10 damage every shot. So those horsemen eyeing that ram, because he wants to burn down the ram as much as possible. Oh, garrisoned units inside those in the ram, and now they are firing together at the tower, trying to burn it down. Meanwhile, the tower trying to shoot down as many spearmen as they can, just to get a good value and a good delay out of it. So, spearmen chasing away those horsemen. Horsemen saying, okay, we've done the herd. It's already 8 minutes and 27 seconds, and only now you're starting that mining camp at stone. So I think Beastyqt is really satisfied with how the game is going up until now. He managed to delay the Beastyqt for a long time and build up a good economy behind this for himself. So we still got our eyes on Beastyqt. Yeah, 10 of food, 7 of wood, 9 of gold. We see some more pastures being added in, a couple of extra horsemen to raid. So he's taking a bit more time to the castle age, I would expect. I'm still expecting. Oh, we see a camel archer coming in. Camels cost as horse carrier units to deal 20% less damage. Well, Beastyqt is using horsemen a lot, but those camel archers are so expensive and they don't got any armor and they're slower than the horsemen, and the horsemen picking away. It's gonna be so hurtful for resource wise for Marinelord if he loses this camel archers. Meanwhile, the second tower at the second stone cropping taken away to prevent the vision for Beastyqt. The spearman intercepting. Oh, the camel archer falls to the ground at the last second. The spearman was just a tad too late. Meanwhile, second TC coming up at the berries. The Beastyqt, they love their berries because of their bonus. If you build a mill near the berries, you get extra lot of food. That's one perk of the Beastyqt. And Beastyqt, I see Marinelord also already has 1000 food and 200 gold. So both on a 1 TC. Marinelord a second TC now, so he's making double amount of villagers. He's got that golden age tier 1 up now. Horsemen running in inside that gold gathering a line of villagers and chopping away those villagers, and Marinelord's busy with something else. He doesn't see it. We see one villager going down, we see a second villager going down, we see a third villager going down, and I think 2 or 3 now. At least 3-4 villagers at least. Very effective raid of Beastyqt with those horsemen over here. So Beastyqt trying to put up towers everywhere on the map, not only for the vision but also for the future when he's castle age. He's gonna put springles on them. He's got some good vision, he got some good defenses, he got some points he can fall back on. They're all just strategical choices, strategic wise good choices. So third landmark coming up, the steppe redoubt for the Mongols, because it's gonna boost the gold economy with a lot. And Marinelord almost enough gold to get his own third age landmark. Meanwhile, Marinelord gonna put up some walls to prevent those horseman raids from coming in. Walls are so cost effective to restrict the mobility of your opponent, and this is really nice wall off. He's probably gonna put up a wall over here as well. I would put up a wall over here and keep the gold inside your area, and yeah, if you're able to, I would try to take those deer as well, but there's so much more wood. You're probably gonna see a wall over here and ignore the deer. And then you've got the one opening here in front of the base. That's gonna be your point of entry and exit. That's the base layout I would make if I was Marinelord. But Marinelord, the way better player than I am, probably has a plan of his own. The one horseman in the back, ready to make some raids. And meanwhile some scouts and spearmen getting picked off by the Khan and the scout. And we see a second stable coming. Oh, we see those lancers coming out now. Do we always see a double production of lancers? Can we see if they... Yeah, they're riding in pairs. So it's a double production of lancers. Really strong waiting units. You know, 230 HP. 36 lance damage, 20 sword damage, and meanwhile Marinelord preventing as much towers as he can. Springald almost coming in now. And in the top of the base we see that horseman attacking the gold villagers. We see those lancers attacking the berry villagers. Beastyqt trying to do as much economic damage as he can. And we also see lancers at the wood line of Marinelord. So he's attacking 3 resources at the same time. And meanwhile he's building his own villagers, building his own army and expanding his own base. There's one scout just checking out if he's gonna take that second stone cropping anytime soon. We see, yeah, a lone villager's not gonna win against 4 lancers and a con. And Beastyqt just running around the base of Marinelord, trying to pick off as much as he can. You know, sending 2 lancers into the wood line, at the same time sending lancers in to pick off the berry line and doing as much damage as he can. So picking off villagers left and right. So yeah, Marinelord got that second TC, but also losing a lot of villagers. So let's check. 44 economics and 12 military for Beastyqt, and 52 economics and 60 military for Marinelord. And if we look at the current resources, it's Marinelord, I think you're in a pretty good spot. Meanwhile, the prayer tent was built, shaman, collecting those relics for that infinite gold income for the rest of the game, for the rest of the Wallalol coming in. No Wallalol. Yes, there he is, the Wallalol, chasing away those crossbowmen and those spearmen, hiding in the tower now with his relic. Trying his best to survive. That was a really good wolf attacking the villager. Oh dear villager, are you gonna make it? We're gonna check in a bit. There's more important stuff on the map happening. So we see some raids at the north side of the base of Marinelord. Lancers trying to kill villagers. We see a shaman taking those relics. The more relics you have, the better it is for the long game, because relics in your monastery or your prayer tent, it's gonna generate gold, and it's gonna do that for the rest of your life. So that's an infinite gold supply. You don't have to put any villagers on. So Lancers checking around. Some more towers up. The villager didn't make it. Bite the infantry wolf. Why did you do it? And Lancers jumping in the wood line again. Constantly those sprunged attacks from Beastyqt, so effective. You know, attacking 2 or 3 places at the same time and ripping away the army of Marinelord apart, because he has to make decisions. Am I going to the west side of my base with my whole army? Am I gonna send a couple of units? No, in the perfect situation, you're gonna send the perfect amount of units to counter the raid. If you see 3 lancers, you can send 5 spearmen to them, and the lancers are gonna connect with those spearmen and gonna kill them. But you know, that's in a perfect world and a utopic situation. So Marinelord decides to push out with a solid amount of units, 14 spearmen, 6 men-at-arms, but it's only gonna be encountered with outposts with Springalds. And we see the Lancers circling around the base. We see Lancers coming in at the other wood line. We see the tower going down in the middle. So a lot of stuff happening at a lot of different places. Meanwhile, Beastyqt took his second Uru to the west side of the map, so totally to the Wild West. That's so far from Marinelord's base, he's probably not gonna guess it's gonna be there. A lot of pastures in his base, even got 5 sheep idle. We got a shaman idol. We can't find this prayer tent. It's gone now. It's moved. It's over here. Already has 3 relics in it. So that's the 4th relic of Beast. 5 relics for Beastyqt. That's insane. And again, those lancers raiding, running around, taking down fields to prevent the Marinelord from snowballing with a second TC play. You know, you have to keep that villager count low as well as you can if you're on 1 TC yourself. So Marinelord gonna go in with Seas of himself. He made 3 Spirals and a Mangonel, trying to put pressure on the base of Beastyqt, which has 5 relics in his prayer tent. That's insane. Having all the 5 relics. So tier 2 activated for Marinelord. Having 15% gathering rate of all resources and resource speeds plus 15%. So really nice for Marinelord. And now we're gonna see that push. So what is the angle Marinelord wanna hit at? So he's gonna go for those prediction buildings, it seems. And what's the reaction of Beastyqt gonna be? Oh, he already made a 2nd town center himself. Did I miss that? I'm sorry I missed that. I'm seeing it now. Meanwhile, we saw some shaman going to the east side, trying to take that sacred side. Probably gonna see a shaman going to the west side, taking that sacred side. And ooh, that prayer tent's gonna go down. So Beastyqt really effective with all those raids, but not that much of a military in his base. Distracted him with a little skirmish. Prayer tent backs in, runs away, saying, "See you later, alligator. You know, you're gonna hit me with Springles and Mangonels. I'm just gonna find another place to chill." Outpost being built in the wood line, Springle being researched for the extra defense, and it seems Beastyqt is gonna fend him off. But meanwhile, he did find the Separate Out and the Uvu on the west side, on the wild west side of the map. So 1 sacred site, so that's extra gold income, but also lost like 5 or 6 villagers on his gold. So let's take a look. 75 villagers for Marinelord, 32 military, and 65 villagers for Beastyqt, with also 29 military now. And over here they're just fighting it out, those villagers trying to gather wood as much as they can without being harassed by those spearmen, and those spearmen trying to take as many down with them as they can. Those 2 men-at-arms, those spearmen, were really effective here, because not only did they take out those villagers, they also taken out the outpost. So Beastyqt has to react with a whole lot of villagers, with a whole lot of army of his own. Got a quick bleep at the Discord, but it's from another game, from another guy, a friend of mine. We're gonna check that out later. So 30C coming up for our friend the Marinelord. 83 villages now, so the Marinelord was really hurting on that, all those raids of those lancers, and with the towers in the beginning, but he's starting to stabilize more and more, and can even do some greedy play like a 3rd town center, and go up to like probably 120 villagers. And when he's got that 120 villagers distributed over those different resources, he can just spam out military constantly and throw them against Beastyqt like waves until probably Beastyqt is gonna break. Beastyqt meanwhile keeps raiding with his lancers as much as possible, but we haven't seen that much effective raids the last couple of minutes. We see a villager coming in, trying to make a tower at this big stone cropping, but the town center gonna see the villager probably gonna be in shooting range as well. and one villager is gonna chop away at him. More and more towers in the middle of the map of Beastyqt get taken down. So slowly but steadily I feel that Marinelord is getting the upper hand. Army being chased away, falling back to his own base, but enough resources, enough production buildings. You know, if you look at all those archer ranges over here, 9 archer ranges, all rallied to the west side of his base, constantly producing archers and crossbowmen. Once grouped Marinelord as an effective army to defend himself from the raids and from the push of Beastyqt. So going back, gonna go back to that 30C and probably gonna turtle from that position. That's gonna be his fallback position before he attacks Beastyqt again. So we see some multiple warnings. Another some lancers chopping away at some villagers. So again, Beastyqt with some good raids, keeping Marinelord busy at multiple fronts, killing villagers when he can. So what's Beastyqt gonna do? Is he gonna control the middle? Is he gonna control the sacred sites? Is he gonna pressure against all those barracks and archer ranges? Taking the sacred site in the middle now. One spearman of Marinelord defending the west sacred side. And it's gonna be a long macro game. So, raid of Marinelord with a couple of crossbowmen, a couple of archers and a man-at-arms, but one outpost with Springald emplacement, shooting away. Second outpost made, but villagers just gathering gold don't have the time because there's a big battle in front of you and those villagers gonna take down those Springalds. So we see a lot of archers, a lot of crossbowmen against a lot of archers and crossbowmen of Beastyqt, and Marinelord using those villagers, chasing really deep. You know, he wants to sacrifice. Now he doesn't want to sacrifice the village, but he can sacrifice the village because that's triple TC. We can make 3 villagers in the same time. Beastyqt makes 1 villager, so it's probably worth losing all those villagers. Taking out 1, 2, 3, 4 Springalds. I think there were 4 Springalds gone. So he wanted to drop a keep in the middle, but there's already an outpost in the way saying, I'm already here, but you're not gonna have the sacred site. So Marinelord falls back to his own base for a renewed position. And meanwhile, still lancers going in the back of the base of Marinelord, trying to pick off villagers, idle time, everything they can to disrupt Marinelord for playing his own game. So Beastyqt with 5 relics and 2 sacred sites has a massive gold income, that's for sure. And if we look at the village count, 160 military against 90 and 54. So even when Beastyqt has less villagers, it's only 10. And the step redoubt gives such a huge bonus to the gathering rate of gold. Together with the 5 relics and the 2 sacred sites, Beastyqt has the better economy now. So it's starting to get a little bit of a tug of war again. 2 players trying to pull the game in their direction and trying to get that win over the line. We call it in Dutch over the streep trekken. Ooh, some good mangonel shots. That's gonna hurt. And villagers, I mean the army of Marinelord, running away again when they see all that siege and military incoming. So we see some lancer raids once again. Every time Beastyqt has like 2 lancers, 3 lancers, 4 lancers attacking the base at the west side, north side, circling around, east side, gold, lumber, wood, stone, attacking all those resources at the same time. And Marinelord's gonna react with a keep on the west sacred side. So once again, there's already an outpost there, sees all those villagers. What's Marinelord gonna do? Is he gonna let that go? Is he gonna make it in time? For Spearman in the back of the base of Beastyqt, invading the lumber line at the same time. It's just a distraction of getting that keep up in time. So Shaman still trying to take the sacred side when he hopes all those Spearmen and Marinelords aren't looking. You know, I'm just standing here doing nothing, no biggie, but it's gonna get taken out. So a lot of Springles coming in. Oh, one Springle gone. And the second one hurt. Trebuchet coming out from Marinelord. 2 Springles gone, 3 Springles gone. Ooh, wow, this is really bad for Marinelord, losing so many Springles by some Miss Micro, and meanwhile the 4 Springles, the 5 Springles of Beastyqt doing their job. This is a big hit, losing all those seeds. So 3 mangonels. What does Beastyqt has at siege? 4 Springles, a mangonel, more mangonels. Oh, they're split because build on the siege workshop and build at the field. I was thinking, no, is Age of Empires fooling me now? And hitting the production buildings of Marinelord now, so taking out those siege workshops. So that's gonna mean the siege advantage is gonna be for Beastyqt, because both can make siege on the field, but Beastyqt has siege workshops backing him. 1, 2 siege workshops backing him, and Marinelord is losing out on his siege workshop, so he can't make siege as quickly as Beastyqt can. And oh, another Springle shot. What a really nice micro. Another 2 Springles go down. Oh wow, and another Springle goes down. So Marinelord's finally trying to get some good shots on the Springles of Beastyqt, but all those mangonels backing him up against that packed ranged army composition, they're not gonna be effective. So the Struck Redoubt being attacked, some good mangonel shots again on those man-at-arms here in the middle, and the Spearmen with them. Oh, the siege of Beastyqt doing such great work of the army of Marinelord now. Marinelord in a really tough position now, losing all his production building, losing his army, not winning on the raids. Does have a big gold vein over here, but if you ask me, Beastyqt is just gonna have to press this now. If you take out all those archer ranges, all those barracks, all those siege workshops, Marinelord won't be able to reproduce his army. We got 200 population against 160. We got a lot of floating wood and gold, but no food income and no villagers on the food. I'm expecting Marinelord to tap out at any moment, because his base is wide open. Population capture reached, 30C vulnerable, losing 1 archer range after another. No raids incoming at the moment. Migrating to the west side of the map, trying to get in some food, but the current resource 16 food is just not enough. And meanwhile, he's losing out on units by the fly. Towers being built inside the base now, really aggressive with Springleton placement, with arrow slits. Marinelord getting driven into a corner, and Beastyqt just expands his tower range on the horizontal way of the map. You know, he says you can have this piece of the map, but I'm gonna have all the rest of the map, if that's okay with you. So Trebuchet working against that keep. At least Marinelord has enough wood to repair, but it's gonna cost so much if trebuchets just keep hammering on a building that you have to repair constantly with a lot of villagers. Marinelord stabilizing a little bit with his food income. And Beastyqt just adding in more and more seeds. So we got 5 mangonels over here. We got a trebuchet. We got 4 springles. That's a pretty massive amount of seeds. So, Marinelord with 2 trebuchets for himself, under the protection of a keep, trying to pick off the army and seeds of Beastyqt. So over here, if you ask me, Beastyqt is just gonna pressure more and more and more. I would make some more trebuchets while we're at it. He's got a whole lot of mangonels and a whole lot of springles. He even went Imperial Age behind this. So we got the step readout over here. What do we have as the Imperial Age mark? The White Stupa, of course, acts as an oven, produces 240 stone a minute. That's so much. So, Lancer raids incoming again, a little bit too late. Keep just got up. The Keep gonna make work of those Lancers. Lancers taking down a couple of villagers still. Like, we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, a lot of villager kills over here. 6, 7, 8, 9? 9? 9 villagers gave their lives to build that keep. So, let's do a check. 130 economy, 82 military, and for Marinelord, 100 economics, 80 military. So it's pretty even now. And Lancer raids are coming in again, being very effective. And here we got Marinelord pushing out siege against siege, villagers against siege, spearmen against siege, and crossbowmen and archers backing them up. Ooh, some good mangonel shots on this. Look at all those dead archers and crossbowmen. That's some good shots incoming. So once again, Marinelord shifting to the west side of the map, building as many production buildings back as he can, just to ensure he can keep up with the army population that he needs to fend off the opponent. Ooh, this sprinkle, oh, all those towers with sprinkler placement all across the map, really effective at denying a lot of resources of Marinelord and taking down villagers one by one while they're fighting in the middle. So, some towers, or at least some towers in queue for Marinelord, trying to do the same, but he's just too busy in the middle. Got to the Imperial Age himself now, but doesn't have any gold to spend. And what's his gold income gonna be? It's 0, and no village. Oh, and he taps out. So Marinelord lost, and Beastyqt won the game. So a pretty good game. We went up and down a little bit, and in the end, the lack of gold at Marinelord's side, I think the lack of gold finished him off. You know, Beastyqt had 5 relics. He had sacred sites. He had the step redoubt, and So he could invest all that gold in good units, against in technologies, and if you look at the economy, yeah, Beastyqt has 10,000 more gold income. 10,000, that's a number you can't overcome with only micro. Good game of Beastyqt, 1-0 for him, and maybe still 8 to go. At least I won't make it to the end. That's the thing for sure. I have work tomorrow, but I'm gonna cast as much as I can. Whew. So let's enter the next game. French against Delhi. Ooh, I do like this game. French, the specialty of Marinelord, of course. French also my favorite civ. I play that the most of all the civs I play, by far. So I'm interested to see how Marinelord's gonna use the French against Delhi. He's got a couple of options. Um, I like the 2 town center play. So you have 7 on food, 3 on gold, then 5 on wood, and the 3 gold villagers gonna make the landmark, and at the same time 3 food villagers gonna go to the stone. You add some extra in the stone, and you got that pretty early second TC, around 6-7 minutes, I guess, if I'm correct. Then you can build up your forces, and then you have a really big army around 18 minutes, and you can do a big push with that. The Delhi could go in the second TC himself. It's viable. One thing's for sure, he's gonna research the sanctity. That's most of the times be finished around 8 minutes. Take those sacred sites because it gives such a huge gold bonus to the Delhi. So Beastyqt is gonna try to drag out the game as long as possible, because as long as the game goes, the better it becomes for the Delhi. The Imperial for the French is this horrible. There's no other word for it. It's just too bad to play. But the question is, how much pressure does Marinelord wants to put on Beastyqt? Does he want to go from a 1TC with a really quick second age, like 4 minutes and 30 seconds, so you can have a royal knight in his base around 5 minutes? Or does he want to go that second TC and you're gonna hit his base around 7 minutes with a knight? So does he want to be relentless from the very very start, or does he want to build up an economy a little bit to make a stronger push around 15-18 minutes and try to decide the game at that certain time, at that window? I'm gonna grab a real quick drink. In 2 minutes we're gonna see. So 1 minute till the game, well, to be precise, 46 seconds. And we'll have to wait and see. What can we expect? Well, I'm excited, that's the one thing for sure. I love seeing playing the French, that's my favorite Civ. You know, got all those haters in the community that French is too vanilla, too easy, but I like my cavalry. Yeah, I like, you know, hoarding around with knights. And here we are inside the game. So in the blue and the south side of the map, Marinelord playing as the French. And on the top side of the map, playing in the red, Beastyqt playing as the Dali. So we see a lot of stealth forest around the map. So probably gonna be high view. So this also means a lot of wolves. Not really relevant to this matchup, but against Roos, you really need to kite all those wolves back to your base because the bounce is gonna be sky high for that Roos. But not for this game. It's a French against the Dali. And do we see a second? Yeah, of course we see a second scout opening. You know, I wouldn't expect less. It's just too good to get all those extra sheep, denying the sheep, getting exploration of the map, getting information about your opponent, all those big pluses. And meanwhile, Beastyqt also second scout. You know, second scout is almost mandatory for probably every Civ at the moment. There's so much more benefits than only one extra villager early game. So a lot of sheep for Beastyqt, really nice, because when Marinelord's first Royal Knight comes out, it's probably gonna attack the berries, because the berries are a real good bonus to the Dali. And if Beastyqt doesn't manage to protect the villagers at the berries, he can just go back to his base where all those sheep are safe under the protection on the town center fire, and the villagers can just hop in the town center if they're under any pressure. So Marinelord 8 on food, 3 on gold. Is gonna send 1 to wood now? 4 on gold. Is it gonna be in Hera Classic? 8 on food, 5 on gold, 5 on wood. That's gonna give you a very early Royal Knight. That's a very aggressive opening, to be honest. So let's enjoy the peace of quiet of the first minutes of the game. Second age incoming from Marinelord. Is he gonna build it with 3 gold villagers? 3 food villagers, 1 gold villager. Still a lot on gold, to be honest. Mill incoming, so he's gonna take that early wheelbarrow. So it's gonna be an early school of cavalry together with an early wheelbarrow, and you're gonna see if he's just gonna put out 1 knight into chivalry or 2 or 3 knights. Most pro players try to go 3 knights before they reach their chivalry, because the first knight probably not gonna take that much damage. The second knight's also gonna take some time until it gets damaged, and after the third knight comes in, your chivalry has just more value because it's healing up 3 knights at the same time. And if you take chivalry immediately after the first Royal Knight gets out, the Royal Knight probably doesn't have any damage yet, and if he does take some damage, it's the chivalry is only healing that 1 knight, and the time between the first and the second knight, with chivalry in between, it's a really long time with only 1 knight raiding, and you want that second knight raiding the opponent's base for those pronged attacks. So most of the people tend to go at least 2 nights, even 3 nights before they research chivalry. And I'm expecting Beastyqt to do the same. I mean, Marinelord as a French, but I'm saying Beastyqt going there. We've got barracks coming up now to defend against those cavalry raids that are incoming inbound. You know they're coming. You're playing against the French. And wondering if he's gonna get a stone. It's pretty late to get stone now. It's still possible. You got some late second TC builds where you build a barracks first, a couple of spearmen, and those spearmen are gonna protect those stone villagers, so you can easily take that stone without getting killed. So we're really pretty low on the sheep. 17 sheep on the side of Beastyqt. So that's a big sheep advantage for our player Beastyqt. So that means Marinelord has to go out on the map sooner than he wants, taking these berries, which are more worse food gathering resource than the sheep, and gonna have to take risk like taking the deer over here or taking the deer over there. I'm not expecting any pro scouts. First night rolling in. It's 5 minutes and 40 seconds, and the first knight's gonna hit his base. So 2 scouts harassing those gold villagers, not only to do some damage, but also luring them away from the wood. And meanwhile, the knight coming in the wood and makes its connection with the first villager. Really fast reaction of Beastyqt. Really nice, and immediately putting them back on the wood when the spearmen are coming in. That's the difference between a pro player and a good player. A lot of players let the villagers go to the town center and then just hit the go back to work button. But those pro players got enough APM. Ooh, a villager went down on the gold against 2 scouts. That's painful, Marinelord. Why not send one archer or one knight to deal with those scouts? So now coming in. Oh, a good connection. Oh, wow, really good connection with the spears on that knight. And knights are so expensive and so valuable for a French player, especially in the early game. You just can't lose any knights in the early game. It's just too painful. That's why I like the accompaniment with a scout, because the knights have so low vision, really low vision. And that's why I compliment them with the scouts for that lack of vision. So where are the 2 scouts of Marinelord at? They're chasing away the other scout. I would definitely have sticked 1 scout to the knight just to see those spearmen incoming. Beastyqt walling over his base. Always a good thing to do against raid aggressive civs like the French. Because you're gonna restrict that mobility of the French player, and you know which side he's gonna attack. It's all about control against the French player. Yeah, you've got this. I would even wall this up and just put up a gate. Why not? So Marinelord chose to take these berries on the east side of the map instead of the deer of this side, and he did research professional scouts. I totally missed that. I'm sorry for that. I do like the professional scouts, but I do like them sooner. I would have made 1 knight into professional scouts immediately, because the deer in gathering rate is really good, but I think it's gonna take too much time for gathering all those deer up and be ready to attack the base of Beastyqt. Meanwhile, Beastyqt, it's 8 minutes and 30 seconds. Sanctity coming in. Where is our sanctity? Is it already finished? Yes, it's already finished. So he's gonna take those sacred sites and house. Marinelord gonna challenge that. He's got some knights, he got some archers, they're all in his base. I would rally them in the middle at least. The Beastyqt is gonna take that west side, sacred side, or the central, of course. So military of Marinelord now pushing out, see that scholar on the middle side, scouts see that army coming in, pulls them back and walls in the east side so the scholar can take it safely. Oh, really nice. Marinelord put on one knight at the east side to take down that scholar if he can, but there's also 4 spearmen, so the scholar's really well protected. Is the royal knight gonna be able to take down? Oh, one hit, but 130 HP. Is gonna take a long time to kill that one scholar. No archery, archers no archer behind the knight to attack those spearmen, so he's gonna give it up. Beastyqt takes the central side and it's gonna take the east side, and Marinelord hauling in that deer from the east side of the map to his own town center for that safe food gathering resource. So I really like Beastyqt's position at the moment. He's got control of the middle. He's gonna lose it, but getting that sacred side and having some ticks of gold of it is already a big plus, because he didn't lose any scholar of it. Even if he lost the scholar, it would still be a plus in resources if you just add up everything and retract the others. So we even see a scholar coming in on the east side of the map, taking the sacred side. He already has the west side. Chasing away those knights and those archers with a lot of horsemen and spearmen. So Marinelord decides to make barracks and build spearmen to counter those mass of horsemen he sees. There's a lot of horsemen in the middle. 8 horsemen and 10 spearmen and 3 sacred sides kept. The scholar is gonna give his life, but like I said, if he takes the sacred side, it's already an advantage for the Delhi player. The bonus gold from taking the side and the ticks of gold when neutralizing it is already more gold than the cost of a scholar. And meanwhile, this one spearman gonna attack this knight. Is not gonna win it, but at least he's gonna delay a little bit of the neutralizing again with a couple of 1-2 extra ticks of gold. And we get to see a lot of horsemen trying to come in, but they won't be able to do it, so they shift around and trying to find those villagers to raid a little bit, but meet sticks instead. So spiced. Walling in the middle sacred side, always a good thing to do. Really hard to get in to that enclosure and neutralizing that side. So Marinelord, what you gonna do? We see that Tricomp, the Terran StarCraft 2 like composition with knights, spearmen and archers. Do we see a blacksmith up here, and what upgrade does he have? He's got the +1 attack, no defense, no siege engineering, so we only got that +1 ranged attack, so the archers do extra damage against those spearmen. Spearmen, the best unit against the French. Oh, cheeky! Marinelord taking those deer at Beastyqt's base. That's something I always find very giggling. I feel like a little kid when I take the deer of the opponent next to his base. I just giggle and run back. But horsemen probably gonna intercept those scouts, and Marinelord going really deep inside the base of Beastyqt. But can he also get out? Do we have it chopped up? And we see horsemen coming into the back, connecting with those archers and running away again against those spearmen. Spearmen coming back again, trying to connect with those knights. So there's a dance up and down, left and right. Town center, fire away those archers, picking off those archers as much as much archers as they can. And Marinelord decides to run around, and Beastyqt decides to take his horsemen to the side of Marinelord's map. So we got raid against raid, but they meet spearmen instead of villagers, so they're gonna get a lot of damage. and Marinelord's army running around inside the base trying to find villagers to kill, but Beastyqt just scouts it out and pulls away his army just in time. So we see some nice connection on the Lumbervilles. Spearman trying to get in. Archers behind him to snipe those spearmen. Spearmen alone is not enough to defeat the French player, especially when he's got some archers backing him up. Meanwhile, the town center firing away at his archers, and the mass of the archers are dwindling. And having like 8 or 9 archers at least is so important to one-shot those. Oh, and all those horsemen coming in, all those archers are gone. Some really nice walls with gates to shift around those villagers. Still having the west side, sacred side. The middle side gonna be taken again. Those knights won't be able to do anything. We see a lot of villagers on the run, but horsemen and spearmen already in charge against those knights. Oh, wall in the middle. Beastyqt in that third age started to produce those tower elephants, and you know, as a wall against the French Royal Knight, is he gonna make it? No, that was really close, really close. And the scholar being protected, so Beastyqt hauling in those relics. Marinelord not even close to a second, to the third age yet, but close to a second TC. But that second TC, 60 minutes into the game, it's just too late. I'm really sorry, Marinelord. I really like you, but no matter which way I look at it, you're in a really bad spot. The Delhi already had so much profit of the multiple sacred sites. The Delhi also has relics incoming now. So how many relics he has already got? Already got 2. Gonna get a keep pretty soon, which gonna protect that middle. Oh, and all those knights giving their lives for nothing. And a lot of villagers also giving their life against those knights. So that's a pretty good raid if you don't lose those knights. Oh, Marinelord, just back off. Marinelord castellates now again. I missed this drop of his landmark. Where is it? It's probably the guild hall. Yeah, it's the guild hall. That's the best free resources. Who doesn't want any free resources? But still, we got those elephants coming in together with the scholars behind them. That's a really difficult composition for the French to be up against. So 42 villagers for the military against 60 villagers, 80 military. So Marinelord had some really good raids on those berries, which gave him a pretty decent villager lead. Meanwhile, no second TC coming up for our French player, but a keep probably. So he already placed some stables in a position that he can put a keep next to it for that 25% discount of the units. I'm at least gonna expect that. So how are we doing on the relics? 4 relics for Beastyqt again. Oh, that's so good, you know. That's I always get to castles and I think to myself, I have to build a monastery, I have to take some relics, and every time I manage to get 3 relics, I'm really proud of myself, you know. I got more relics than the other player, but Beastyqt once again got 4 relics, and the 5th one is still available. It's pretty open and easy to get. So some horseman raids coming in, because we know the French player has to be outside of base gathering food. We didn't see any farm transition yet. So new goal location also at the west side of the map. Horseman gets taken out, but a mass of elephants and scholars coming in the middle. Also a keep coming in the middle. Oh, so Marinelord tried to build a keep in the middle, but failed to do so. So where he's gonna place his keep next? Oh, some painful engagement, and still two sacred sites backing up Beastyqt. So a lot of stone gathered. I'm wondering if Beastyqt is gonna add in a second TC for that villager production to make up for the deficit against Marinelord, because Marinelord has 69, village 69 against 50. So we see some. That's only a scout attacking in the wall. We see some knights going out for a raid. Probably gonna check those berries again. But Beastyqt is food income. It's only 5. Ooh, a lot of 18 villagers next to all those knights. Oh, this is massive. Oh my god, look at all those villagers going down. 18 villagers, and they all go down to those knights. They just walk past those knights, and they say, okay, you wanna die? You're welcome. Wow, that brings the economic to 34 against 71 of Beastyqt. On the other side of the map, we got the Elephant Scholar Spearman Death Push. That's famous against the French composition. And as a reaction, Marinelord says, I'm gonna get in with my Federal Royal Knights and just kill every villager in your base. And it's gonna be a war of attrition. So all those knights surrounded the elephant. Elephant going down pretty quickly. Oh, good surround. We see a lot of villagers getting pulled into the town center for protection. And the Royal Knights killing as many as they can as they are on the way. On the other hand, Beastyqt killing as many buildings and villagers and people. And Marinelord is gonna be a base race. It seems it's gonna be a base race. It's 71 economics, 20 military, but he can't produce any units because he doesn't have enough houses against 24 economics, 48 military. I do think Beastyqt of course has the double amount of military and a better composition, but Marinelord's got economies. He's got way more villagers than Beastyqt has. So if he can fend off this dead push, he's probably gonna have the upper hand. Just because of those terrific, fantastic Royal Knight raids at the berries and killing 18 villagers at the stone. It was so painful for Beastyqt to see. So forward keep, having pressure on the base of Marinelord. All those villagers pulling out, shifting to the other side of the map, going from west to east. No Berlin Wall in the way. They're allowed to go. And the Royal Knights back in his own base, backed with some Arbaletier. And we see the Imperial Age, the Red Palace for Marinelord, just making sure Beastyqt can't walk past with his Elephant and Red Palace. Such a strong defensive landmark. You know, I've seen Red Palaces take out like 100 pop armies easily if you don't have any siege. So here we see the horsemen. They found out all those villagers on the east side of the map. You know, Marinelord had to get gold from somewhere. Really important resource for every civ, but especially the French with all those Royal Knights and Arbaletiers that cost a lot of gold. So Marinelord, we're gonna pull up a keep. So we're actually waiting on the siege of Beastyqt to take down those keeps. 72 economics, back with enough houses again, and 28 villagers for Beastyqt. That's really painful. So Beastyqt with a bigger army and a better composition, if you ask me, and Marinelord with a better economy. So the longer this gonna take, the better it's gonna be for Marinelord. So we see 11 scholars looking at all those 36 villagers gathering gold, and Beastyqt gonna put up his own keep just to deny that gold from Marinelord. We see knights and archers in the back, even a cannon, and we hear a trebuchet somewhere. More knights going to the base of Beastyqt to raid, hoping to find those 16 villagers again. And the elephants of Beastyqt raiding the gold income of Marinelord. So some good connections again. Did he take down a villager? One villager dead again. And those elephants taking down a tower. Now probably gonna heal up. These villagers gonna build another keep at the other gold vein. So Beastyqt doing the best he can to deny all the gold for Marinelord, taking down this group of arbaletiers. So Marinelord already had a small army and losing even more. Oh, there's a trebuchet. It's a trebuchet of Marinelord taking down the keep in the middle. So the better economy for Marinelord, but the army for Beastyqt. All those villagers have to leave that gold vein, so that's 50 villagers gathering wood just because they can't gather something else. They don't want to gather food, but they have to because all the gold finds are taken by keeps. This front gold vein under pressure from an army. This gold vein under pressure from a keep. This gold vein also under pressure from a keep. This gold vein taken over by Beastyqt. And this gold vein just too far away. Oh, cannon. Shooting away those colors. Oh, the trebuchet is gonna get some pain. All those spears connecting with the knights. That's the best they can. They love to do that. Keep firing away at those elephants. Watch out, the red palace incoming. And the red palace is really strong. So Beastyqt pulls out again. He's not gonna throw away his army against the keep and the red palace, but gonna pressure Marinelord inside his base and still denying the gold. Gathering a lot of stone again. Just dropping keeps everywhere. Oh, all those knights engaging with those spearmen again. Painful. And we see, it's taking down a mining camp. And those idle army of Marinelord in the top of the base because Beastyqt really wants his berries back again. So Marinelord not really able to bend that economy advantage into an army, not really able to mass an army to fight the army of Beastyqt, because if he's able to do that, put all those resources into an army composition that's good against Beastyqt's army, he's in a better position. It's still a matter of the bigger army against the bigger economy, but slowly but steadily Marinelord is building up his army and Beastyqt is losing his army. But the big advantage he has, he's denying all those gold veins. He's got 5 relics generating gold in his own base. He's got 2 sacred sites also ticking for gold. So that's a lot of gold income that villagers don't have to mine. And Marinelord decided to take back the gold vein at the bottom, but it's almost empty. So he won't have the big pleasure of it, but he will have the mental satisfaction of taking back that part of the map. So we see they keep sniping those scholars one by one. So only 3 scholars left. Yes, only 4 scholars left. And if he manages to snipe all those scholars, nobody's gonna heal them anymore. So we see some engagements over here. Knights taking down some units of Beastyqt. And another elephant goes down. 33 economics, 33 military against 87 economics, 28 military. Wow, I thought Beastyqt was in such a good position in the middle game, but those raids at the berry and the raids at the stone was so impactful for the stage of the game. If I would have bet my money now, I would put it on Marinelord. So another keep going up, but Beastyqt having those limited villagers he has 14 villagers gathering stone and putting up keeps to prevent those gold villagers from mining gold, but there's already a cannon there under the protection of a keep of his own, sniping that keep of Beastyqt, and once that keep goes down, he's gonna finish it. He's gonna finish it. The cannon running away, and they keep firing away against all those spearmen trying to burn down that cannon. Villagers repairing the cannon. Marinelord knows as well that cannon needs to stay alive. Stay alive. That's what the job is of the cannon, and that's what he's gonna do. And all those spearmen gone again, and the cannon gonna take out this keep eventually. There's no way to prevent that. 37 economy and 32 military. And 91 economy and 32 military. So Trebuchet taking down that tower. Gold back under the control of Marinelord, at least almost back. Beastyqt only 20 wood in the bank, that's insufficient wood, you're never gonna make it with that. So the cannon just steadily doing its job, and we see some night raids coming in, taking down a couple of villagers again. We're probably gonna take down a scholar also. The spearmen gonna spice those horses to their sticks. Ooh, some hand cannoneers of Marinelords eyeing that keep. We see, multiple cannons coming in. So it's over now for this keep. The knights neutralize the sacred site in the west, chilling there in a corner just to be able to raid again when they needed to. And Beastyqt taps out. It's a win for Marinelord. Yeah, I think Beastyqt had the better start and a really solid mid game, but losing like 25-30 villagers to raids in a really short amount of time, that just killed him. You know, that lost him the game. If you look at the villager count, he already lost a couple over here, but it was okay-ish. And here he lost so many villagers. Oh, I want to go back to the village account. And here he lost a lot of villagers again, and it was back to like 25 villagers against 75. So if Marinelord would fend off the army of Beastyqt and draw out the game, he would win. Yeah, look at Beastyqt's military count. His army has been higher all those time, and this reminds me of a comment the Viper made, like micro wins battles, but macro wins games, because having the better economics, you can just throw your army against the opponent like waves, waiting to break the rock, and the rock instead was Beastyqt. Yeah, good game, good game. Like this tells you how decisive one moment in the game can be, in this situation 2 moments. Losing that much villagers at the berries in the stone just cost him the game. And I don't know if it's unlucky timing or not enough on map awareness, but he sent those 18 villagers out to collect stone, and those 40 knights walking past them because they wanted to go raid, and they met each other. And the knight said, "Okay, you want to die? I will stick some sword in you." So I think I have the time to cast one more game, and then it's gonna be over me. I've got work tomorrow. You know, that's the trouble of the civil life. So it's Chinese against the French of Beastyqt. Oh, enjoy another French play. It's really fan service for me, this series, I see. Three minutes until the game. So we can take a drink again. Think about it, French against Chinese. So we're back for another game, and on the east side of the map in the blue, with this Beastyqt playing as the French. And on the west side of the map in the red is gonna be Marinelord playing as the Chinese. And the map is French Pass. So we talked a little bit about French Pass when Poppy Paw was playing the Viper. They adjusted the map a little bit, so those cliffs here in the middle, they were longer in the previous French Pass, so you could easily wall that section in. So for example, if you're Marinelord playing the Chinese and a wall would reach through here, you would just put up a wall over here and a stone wall after that, and do the same at this side. And it was really hard for the opponent to get out, and you would have control of all the gold in the middle and the two sacred sides. Then build some stone walls in the middle around here, put a lot of grenadiers on them, and every civ struggles against that. This time Beastyqt as the French player. So let's see what he's going. So 9 on food and 3 on gold. So he's probably gonna go for a very fast field ace as well, because in his how to French tutorial he talks about 8 on food, 3 on gold and a 5 on wood. But he already has his mill up on the berries, while the sheep is a faster gathering resource, but he got 9 villagers, so maybe he compensates for that. You know, only Beastyqt knows what the thought process is behind this. So 9 on food, 4 on gold, and now getting villagers to that wood. 10 on food. A little bit miss macro. Wonder where do you want to go? So I myself, I'm struggling a bit against Chinese. If I go full aggressive on them and don't really manage to kill villagers, I usually meet a composition of spearmen and Zuganu. And with my knights and archers against those that composition, I managed to win the battle good enough. But most of the time the Chinese player is gonna have that Song Dynasty behind it, even a second TC behind it, and even when I'm winning the battles, in the end I'm gonna lose out because he keeps throwing units against me and I'm killing them, but I'm not resupplying them as fast as my opponent can. So I also tried some 2TC builds against Chinese players, but the problem is if they see me building a second TC, they build a second TC themselves with the Song Dynasty, and that produces villagers just as fast as 3 town centers for the most civs. So France is a little bit faster because they got that reduced training time on villagers, but the reduction isn't as great as the Chinese player. So even if I go to TC, the Chinese player has 2 TC with the Song Dynasty, it still outproduces villagers on me. So I get in that same situation where I'm winning the battles but losing the game because he just keeps throwing units at me. So second age for Marinelord already, that's really early. Started with the Imperial Academy, which gives a lot of extra tax gold. Scouts chopping away at those villagers at the gold, hoping to find the kill maybe. But for the French player, of course, softening up all those fields a little bit. You can't two-shot villagers with a French cavalry charge, waiting half a second and then do the chop with the bonus damage on the sword. But if you have a little bit damage on the villager, you can just charge and immediately chop it, so you can kill them in 2 shots without the intensive micro. So where is this knight gonna go? It's gonna go to the Imperial Academy place, probably attacking the gold or the berries. First one out. 5 minutes 30 seconds. Takes a hit at the scout. We're not seeing any archery range yet. That's the most common follow-up for the French player. Building an archery range immediately when you hit H2, because you know you're gonna meet spearmen, and that's what the Beastyqt does. He even scouted the barracks as well, so he knows spearmen's gonna come out, so he needs archers to supplement his army to counter those spearmen that counter his royal knights. So we got all those wolves howling at the royal knights. Where are you going? I want to go with you. No, I need to go to work. You need to stay at home. One scout eyeing on the base of Beastyqt. Really nice play. I should do that more as well. Having really good vision on the opponent to make sure to know what he's doing. Royal Knight meet some spearmen, gonna run around. Already a wall on the back line, restricting the mobility of those Royal Knights to raid. And another wolf attacking the villager. So a villager was taking with the Royal Knights, probably to set up a aggressive tower, but the wolf already said to the villager, if I have to stay home, I want you to stay home as well. Wolves, what you gonna do about them? And the villager probably gonna go down. So the spearmen stabbing away at all the units they can, and a save of the villager. Nice micro by Beastyqt. So I'm expecting a blacksmith after this archery range. That's the most common follow-up. Wheelbarrow already finished long time, of course, because you're gonna start the wheelbarrow when you started your second age, and we see that blacksmith incoming. So archers aggressive, kiting away at those spearmen. The knights really want to connect with the horsemen, not the spearmen. 2 more villagers coming in to build up towers, so really aggressive play by Beastyqt. Is he really doing an all-in strategy, I wonder? Those 2 villagers manages to squeeze in, but too many archers are taken down, so you can't fend off that spearman as the French player. The 2 villagers probably gonna go in hiding here over here somewhere, and Marinelord's gonna do his best to look for them. It's a little game of hide and seek, you know. My kids love that too. So the transition to the deer, because he has map control and there's a good food resource. The tower being built, but it's probably gonna be found out anytime soon, and the horseman gonna see and connect. Bam! No towers for you today, I'm sorry. And the scout still eyeing at the base of Beastyqt, and we see a mining camp added in for a second TC. So I think the initial plan was to be a very aggressive one, but he decided to transition into the second town center because he was denied those towers 2 times in a row. Barbican coming up in the back, protecting those deer, protecting those berries. That's a really nice landmark for the Chinese to have. And we see Marinelord. Does he see it? Yeah, Marinelord scouting out the stone of Beastyqt and starts adding in stone himself, so they both go to that second TC. So it looked like a really aggressive start with a short game, but they're both transitioning to the long haul again. 30 seconds a villager, lots of in the queue. And the same for Beastyqt. Pretty heavy on the wood if you ask me. Second archery range coming in. Siege engineering completed. So Is he? Oh, nice horseman raid by Marinelord, chopping away at those villagers. He just sends them in behind the back, so the villagers have to run around those horsemen or even past them, so they can deal out a couple of extras. Didn't take down any villager, but softened them up really a lot. So the next time those horsemen come in, without an immediate reaction, oh, those villagers are gonna die. Well, only 3 on stone, so probably not a second TC, but stone for arrow slits. Horsemen trying to get to some killer villagers. Now the surround on 1, 2 villagers go down, and the third one being pressured. I see a ram coming in, so he's decided to ram the barbican of the sun. The barbecue of the sun. And those horsemen doing the best they can to take down villagers and disrupting the food flow of the French player. So all of his army is over here and the horsemen raiding over here. So pretty tough spot for Beastyqt. Lot of army and villagers coming in. That ram probably gonna lose his life. And that's 300 wood resources you're gonna lose. Oh, some nice connection of the knights on those horsemen. Horsemen also connecting with those archers. Spearmen running in, trying to connect with those knights. So it's a little dance with the two. And oh, Marina really wanted to take out that ram. That's really a setback. That's 300 wood. That hardly did anything. But even if it's not killed, it's only 160 HP left, so it's pretty vulnerable at this moment. All the horsemen in Beastyqt's base were cleaned up. Do we see a second stable incoming anytime soon? It's 30 minutes, so no, a little bit soon, but I'm expecting a second stable anytime soon to get that bigger mass of Royal Knights. So walls coming in to prevent those horseman raids. Walls after the deer, of course, so he can safely take this deer and safely take his second gold chopping. He's gonna try to prevent it with a scout and a horseman coming in from the other side. And on the top side, a knight trying to get some connections with those villagers collecting berries, but not able to. Split off 2 knights to raid from another angle. And those punch attacks, like we talked about them before, the punch attacks and all those low HP villagers. 1, 2 went down already. And some other villagers already, near death's door. So looking back, this points attack again. He's got knights attacking from the north side of the base. He got knights attacking from the south side of the base. Doesn't matter what level you are, bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, conqueror. It's always effective because as an opponent you have to react at multiple positions, multiple angles, and that's really hard to do. So those horsemen go try to raid the base of Beastyqt, but Beastyqt intercepts them by chance. Is it luck? No way, but 3 horsemen get out trying to attack the villager berries, and Beastyqt is all his armies at the base of Marinelord, so he doesn't have that much defenses. Put up a tower for a safe fallback position. And we hear the sound of a third landmark coming up somewhere. It's the astronomical clock tower for our Chinese player Marinelord. Meanwhile, took down a lot of villages over here while he was being distracted with his own horseman raids at his base and also the night harassment on the deer. That's what I mean, you're looking at 3 places at the same time. The base of Beastyqt, your deer villagers, and your Barbican villagers. Meanwhile, you're building the third landmark to age up and have to macro your villager count and your army count. So Beasty pressing inside his base because he knows Marinelord just invested 1800 resources in that third age landmark, and he also knows when that first nest of bees is gonna come out, because the nest of bees so strong, he's gonna have a big problem because his archer mass is gonna melt like snow for the sun. So both raiding each other really well. A lot of villagers dying here again. They're doing so many stuff at the same time, and their APM is so high, and they're so good at multitasking. And Barbican went down, but a lot of horsemen on top of those rams. Those rams gonna be burned down. So there's only an army left, and those armies won't make as quick work of those buildings as rams does. So we got a couple of spearmen intercepting reinforcements. We got a couple of horsemen trying to raid. And we got a big fight here. So knights trying to engage with the horsemen as best as they can. Screening for the horsemen so they can't connect with their archers. Archers picking off those spearmen one by one. Because if the spearmen numbers dwindle, the Royal Knights are free reign. But it seems Marinelord is trying to manage to fend off all those archers. Gonna die again. Not gonna take not gonna make it out. And some pronged attack again. Archers over here at the deer, trying to take down as many villagers as possible. Knight also trying to help a little bit. So we got some arrow slits, but that's not gonna kill a whole lot of spearmen. So a lot of pressure by Beastyqt, and Marinelord macroing his way behind this, trying to fending off the pressure and get that third age economics. Probably gonna get out that siege anytime soon. We don't see any siege coming out. That's because he just isn't mining any gold, mister. Where's his gold? Marinelord doesn't have any gold available. Oh, painful. Oh, there's his gold. That's so 3000 gold in it. Royal Knights raiding, spearmen, fending them off. Some skirmishes with horsemen in the middle here, but if the horsemen keep attacking those knights, that's fine for Beastyqt. Landmark not repaired totally yet, so Beastyqt probably want to take advantage of it, going nomad style for the food. And back to that safe fallback position of the tower, but you know, if those 7 spearmen are gonna try to burn down the tower, the Royal Knights is gonna charge in and try to pick them off while they're burning down the tower. So a stable incoming for a Chinese player. Is he's gonna respond with more horsemen. Gold trickling in now. And we got that 57 villager count, 11 military against 48 military count and 26 military. So both playing a fine game. And another ram trying to take down another outpost. And we got some palace guard, and knights are pretty decent against palace guards. We still got that age up advantage. So it's got that better units, better upgrades. You know, they're veteran spearmen against normal Royal Knights. Lancers coming out now, so the better version of the Royal Knight, of course, because they're an H3 unit, but you still have to mass them up. So a lot of heavy melee armored units. So the archers not really packing a punch against them. You see the lancer having 5 ranged armor and the archer only doing 6 damage, so that's 1 damage a shot. That's not really gonna hurt. So Marinelord getting his mass of heavy melee units up, trying to repair the barbican. Royal Knights are running in again, but 6 spearmen at the ready to defend against all those raids. 1 villager goes down. Royal Knights in the back here. Royal Knights in the back there. And engagement on this lancer in the front. Oh. Oh, there's some lancers mixed in, luckily for him. Oh, palace guards coming in, spearmen coming in. Yeah, the mobility of those knights is just so high, so every time Marinelord is in a better position, Beastyqt just runs away with them. Meanwhile, got enough resources for his own turtle. Is that the Royal Institute? It's the Royal Institute. Beastyqt probably want to finish this game in like 8 minutes from now. The Royal Institute, really strong landmark. It gives you some imperial technologies, but it doesn't give you free resources like Guildhall does. So the Royal Institute is most of the times, in my opinion, a landmark to get back into a game, or get a power spike and try to close the game in that window of that power spike. Because if the Royal Institute is up and you do the research, Royal Bloodlines, it gives 30% of 35% of health to all cavalry, and you manage to mix in it with crossbow stirrups, which is also really good, and you already get that candlet saddles. If you get all those upgrades and the gambesons for the arbaletier melee armor, if you get all those 4 upgrades ready and you get a mass of cavalry mixed with arbaletiers and you push out, you've got a good chance to win the game. Ooh, that's an aggressive boar from Beastyqt. He has some guts, that's for sure. So Veteran Royal Knights completed. So they now match the stats of the Lancers, but got that healing beside it. So let's take a look at the blacksmith. No ranged defense yet. Marinelord tries to wall off here, takes relics at least, because in this downtime he managed to put up his monastery and send out his monks to collect those relics for that free gold income. Meanwhile, knights doing what they can. Going in and out raiding, even got that second town center now up. Or wall here in the middle. That's one creative wall, I would say. Lancers trying to do the same, and there's Royal Knights, and do we see a little gap over here? We see a little gap over here, so Lancers coming in and gonna try to kill those villagers. The boar was found out. Oh yeah, Beastyqt. So still a lot of food left on those boar, but Marinelord up to date. He knows that boar is being taken. Arbaletiers coming out. Royal Knights coming out. Do we also see a monastery or a siege workshop? We do see the market to juggle around resources. We see the monastery ready to pick up relics, just like Marinelord. I would still love to see a siege workshop coming out, but Beastyqt resources are really low, really managing well, and Marinelord is floating a bit. So it's saying it's not live anymore. Am I in such a big delay? Or did the game just finish? I think the game just finished. So let's keep on casting then. Because obviously we got a 5-minute delay. Let's fast forward a little bit. So Marinelord, pressing that boar, not letting it take him for free. "40 economics, 36 military." Yeah, basically they lost a lot of villagers to all those raids of the Lancers, it seems. Trying to hang in that game. Oh, this is really surprising because just suddenly it said we weren't live anymore, and this is a little bit anticlimactic, but Beastyqt is gonna tap out. I'm for sure of it. Yeah. It's a win for the Marinelord again. So pretty strange ending. Probably a technical difficulty. But it was really close and good game until then. So the villager count, yeah, when the Marinelord made a second TC, he had a really big boost on his villager count. This was around the time we got that glitch, and Beastyqt losing a lot of villagers over here a couple of minutes after the glitch, and the deficit is just too great. It's like 110 villagers against 50, and then you don't have enough food and wood and gold to make units, and you're gonna lose units against his army, and in the end you're just gonna get overwhelmed. So good game for both. Congratulations to Marinelord winning this one as well. And it seems I gonna tap out. I got work tomorrow. I can't be casting till like 3 a.m. But I hope you enjoyed the series, and tomorrow morning we're gonna find out who's the big winner of the one and only Golden League. See you then.